starting off this zombie makeup tutorial, I'm just taking a red eyeshadow on a fluffy blending brush, and I'm just blending this onto the lids of my eye and also into the crease of my eye. And also taking this color and applying it onto the lower lash lines, slightly dragging it out. I'm basically just following this along the eye sockets of my eye to kind of make them appear to be a little bit bruised. I'm also applying this color where I would normally contour on my face, so on my cheekbones, my jawline, and also dragging it up along my hairline as well. And dragging this color along down onto my neck and my chest, just shading and hollowing out the spaces where you can see like your collarbone popping out and the spaces on my neck as well. Just shading, shading, shading. So now going in with a gray eyeshadow and also a taupe colored eyeshadow on that same brush, I am just using this to do the contours of my nose and help to really give that sunken in dead look to my face, and just using this to shade along the sides of my nose, and also taking this color and basically applying these two shades exactly where I applied the red eyeshadow before. A lot of this tutorial is just going to be super repetitive, but I still want to show you guys exactly what I'm doing. So just taking that gray and taupe eyeshadow and applying it in the exact same spots where I applied the red eyeshadow, and just really trying to help give my face that sunken in dead appearance. So just keep contouring in the hollows of your face, and you want to make sure everything is really blended out. So I did a couple layers of everything, just the red, the gray, and the taupe, just going back and forth shading between these different colors and blending it out. Then I am just taking a black eyeshadow and applying that into the same spots as the eyeshadow that I just placed down before with the gray and the taupe and the red, but with the black I'm being a little bit less heavy and making sure that this black is super blended out, because you don't want it I'm about to say you don't want it to look too harsh. Let's get real, you want it to look harsh. So just applying this into the sockets of my face to really chisel out those cheekbones, and also doing it along my collarbone and my neck as well, just to try and make everything look really sunken in. Now to create the wounds, you just want to take a tissue and separate the two parts of the tissue and just see where you want it to go on your face, and just apply some liquid latex first onto your skin and just brush it out. I'm just using the brush that came on the Mayron liquid latex. And then you just want to apply the tissue on top of the liquid latex and just rip it apart and make sure the edges are super jagged to create that wound shape. Then after you get it placed down where you like, just go ahead and layer more liquid latex on top of that tissue. And this is a process you want to repeat about 3 or 4 times to really help create that wound. So just lay down the liquid latex, place the tissue on top, rip apart a little bit of the tissue to make the edges jagged, and place down more liquid latex. Then I'm just repeating that exact same process and creating another wound onto my neck. Just repeat everything you just did for the other wound. Now to go in and start ripping the wounds apart, you just want to use a pair of tweezers, but be super careful doing this because you got to remember your skin is underneath and you don't want to poke yourself or hurt yourself, but I just found tweezers are the easiest way to pull these wounds apart. So just continuing to pull them apart to however much you want them open up. Then I'm just taking my foundation and just a beauty sponge and just applying the foundation around the outer part of the wounds to just try and help them look a little bit more realistic. Then I'm taking the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the color Black Bean and just filling in both of these wounds to help add a little bit more depth. You can use anything that you have, an eyeliner, a gel eyeliner, anything black to just add a little bit more depth. Now time to go back to the shading. I told you guys this look is just a ton of shading, but I'm shading on the outside of these wounds, and I'm just using the red eyeshadow, the gray eyeshadow, and the taupe eyeshadow to just shade along these wounds to try and help them look a little bit more realistic and blend in. Now I am taking some Mayron gel blood and I'm filling this in on the center of the wounds, and it's just a really thick blood. So I'm just applying this over top of the black and also kind of pulling it out on the outside of the wound. I don't really know how to explain what I'm doing, but you guys can see here, just applying that gel blood in the center of these wounds. Then I am just going in with a liquid blood, which is a lot more runny than the gel blood, and just applying that on top of the wounds using an old ripped beauty sponge. Just applying that on top of the wounds, just keep layering, adding more depth to these wounds. I also decided to add a little bit of the liquid blood onto my forehead as well, but I thought it looked a little bit too red, so I added a little bit of the gray eyeshadow on top of it just to deepen it up a bit. Then I am just taking my foundation and applying that over top of my lips to mute them out because duh, we're supposed to be dead. So lips need to go bye-bye. So then I decided I needed more blood because we just didn't have enough blood already. So I took some of that liquid blood and just decided to drip it over top of the wounds and kind of like let it drip out of the wounds to just be like super disgusting and gross. Then to finish off this look, I just popped in some creepy white contact lenses, and then that is it. That is the completed zombie Halloween makeup tutorial. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you aren't already subscribed, I would love it if you would stick around by subscribing, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye guys!